It is your boy, Faded Vision, striking back again in full force. This is not a good look. I'm gonna try and wear these as sparingly as possible on this channel, because I'm about as used to it as you guys are. So I'm just gonna take these off real quick. Hello pals, I am Jodan54, and it's been a long time since the last time I said those words, and for that I apologize, but hey, I'm here now, and a reaction was just uploaded to the channel, so hopefully you can believe that this time around we are actually back in business. Because that's the goal here. I survived, and I'm finally back home. I survived this past semester, and I'll get into why that was such a big deal in just a minute. But first, let's talk about, stuff with being back, having to get back into the swing of things. It actually took me quite a bit to actually get that reaction up, a lot longer than I expected, and I feel like it was a combination of just getting back into the swing of things, of being back home, and also the process of making videos. Because let's be real here, it's kind of out of practice. It hurts to say that because I've been doing this whole YouTube thing for 5 years, and I just experienced 3 of my biggest hiatuses in that entire time frame, all in a row. Didn't feel good. Didn't feel good to look at my channel and basically see death. See dead people. And all those dead people were incarnations of myself. But I'm here to revive those with the remaining life force I have after surviving the spring 2019 semester of RPI. I'm strong. Oh man, so spring 2019 was, the interesting thing is I took 13 credit hours that semester. I took 20 in fall 2018. And this one was like 10 times harder. Yeah. Sometimes credit hours don't exactly tell the whole story. Ugh. So, yeah. Due to the intense workflow, that's basically what caused the hiatuses. I try to call myself the ultimate YouTuber, but for my ultimate title of being at this ultimate school, but I kind of had to relinquish that title for a short bit so I could live through the classes, and you know what? It was worth it, because as much as part of me might hate to admit it, I had a good time. I had a good time this semester. And I can attribute a lot of that to a lot of my favorite ultimates who are also at that school, a lot of the people who are supporting me on that journey. Some of them you've seen in my videos, a couple of them have been featured in my reactions, and some of their ultimate titles can be displayed here. I don't know. Some of them, if any of them are watching this video, some of them might know which title is referring to which person, but for most they won't understand. Perhaps if they're featured in more videos in the future, they might find out. That's part of the fun of a channel that enforces continuity. Just binge watch every single one of my videos, starting with my Superstar Saga walkthrough in February 2014. Get every single reference on my channel. That's a great fun time now, isn't it? Isn't it now? But yes, trust me, for a semester like this I needed a lot of emotional support, and thankfully at times I felt like there was a shortage of it, but there really wasn't, so a lot of intensity, both inside and outside of the classes, because not only was I working in classes, I was trying to, make all of those ultimates who were making me happy. I was trying to make them happy in return, because I have a lot of respect for a lot of the people at this school, because it's a hard fucking school. And I found that out the hard way last semester, so I can't really say well, you know what, I kind of relearned it, but perhaps I won't need to relearn it again after the class that basically dictated my life for the past 4 months and kind of had me in a constant state of nausea and feeling sick every morning, knowing I have to go back to that class because of how ridiculously hard it was. The past 2 vlogs I had expressed my dread for the class, and the most recent vlog, the Still Living, went to celebrate. Here's the thing. I thought the worst of data structures was done by the time I recorded that vlog. It was not. Nope, it had only just begun to kick my ass. It had only just begun. But hey, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Those who follow my Twitter probably already know what I'm talking about, but basically, not long after I posted that vlog, the thing is, Homework 6 was supposed to be the infamous one. The one everyone's bad at, because it's entirely based off of recursion, which is it's one of the more difficult to understand implementations in coding. And then Homework 8 happened, and we were all, quite frankly, bamboozled. Because it was considerably harder than Homework 6. And thankfully everyone was in agreement with that. And to be honest, Homework 8 did have a lot of recursion in it too, so there's no escape. And then Homework 9 happened, which was almost as hard as Homework 6. Everyone was like, oh, it's gonna be easy after Homework 6, don't you worry. That was a fucking lie. Not to mention all the other lies that, you know, they would, every single homework they'd be like, oh, it's not that bad. No, it's bad. It's very bad. I don't know why a lot of the mentors are afraid to tell it like it is, but I guess that's how it be. I also thought that Test 2 was going to be the most difficult test because of how bad the average historically is on that test. And then Test 3 happened. Yeah, Test 3 happened. And crushed a lot of people's hopes and dreams, including myself. I got that, well, actually, walking out of that test, I immediately realized a lot of mistakes I made. The crib sheet that you're allowed to take in with some study material on it to help you usually isn't that helpful, but sometimes it's like, well, I have the answer on my crib sheet, so let's go. This was one of the situations where I should have the answer right on my crib sheet, and it would have been just easy 6 points on a test that's graded out of 100. So that's a considerable amount. And my crib sheet had wrong information on it. So I lost 6 free points. And let's not even take into account the fact that there was another question that was worth like 12 or 15 basically free points. And I zeroed out on that one too. Yeah. Not a fun time. And then I submitted my homework 10, and I was like, wow, that one was easy. This is going to be the highest homework grade that I've gotten in a long time. Worst homework grade that I got the entire semester. And then homework 11 happened, and I got a perfect score on that one. But that was after I basically... It was after homework 10 that I was like, you know what? I'm going to vow to cut off all ties to social media because I need to end this class before it ends me. That was basically the choice I needed to make because I'd had enough. That class had made me sick for 4 months straight and had basically dictated my life, caused me to miss deadlines, caused me to miss opportunities, caused me to miss a lot of great activities that were happening that semester because I had to work on fucking assignments from that class. And I was not about to take it again for any reason. Not happening. And so, well, I basically hyper-focused on that class for the remainder of the semester, and then finals week rolled around. Oh, that was a fun time now, wasn't it? Actually, studying for it was pretty fun, because I studied for it with some of my favorite people at that school, so that helped quite a bit, especially with the stress factor, which has been through the roof for pretty much the entire time. Not a fun time. Oh, God. And then, some things happened during finals week. You see, there's this rare form of myself, and I wasn't sure if it was a real form or not. Because you see, last semester, I had 4 finals in 1 week. Two of the hardest of the 4 were on the same day. One at 8 a.m., the other at 6:30 p.m. with completely unrelated material. One was like a statics physics course, and the other was computer science. And then the following day was calculus, and the following day was physics. And, well, I kind of aced all 4 of them. And so I was like, what even happened to me that week? How was I able to do that? What? So I was like, well, did I basically become a Super Saiyan that week? I just had a rare form of myself pop out of nowhere and destroy those finals for me? I wasn't sure. I didn't have a lot of proof. I only had 1 semester's worth of evidence of finals. Was it a fluke? Well, I figured, well, this is the time that I'm gonna find out. Come finals week, and out of fucking nowhere, I get an A on the data structures final. A straight up A. Not even like the adjusted or curved grade that you get after the average gets factored in. No, a raw score of a 94 out of 100. It was actually scored out of 150, so I got 141 out of 150. 94 out of 100 though. What? So, I mean, my reaction to seeing that initially was mostly it was. I kind of compare it to if you saw Mewtwo King's reaction to him winning Smash Summit 6. Because I expected to be a lot more emotional to realizing that the evil had been defeated, that the class is over, and I never have to take it again. But it was more of just utter shock that I didn't just survive probably the hardest undergraduate class at that school. I destroyed it. I obliterated it. An A on the final and an A overall. And the motherfuckers are like, hey, you should mentor this class. and go back to that class and go back to the material and go out on the front lines and defend the horrible ways the class is taught. If I ever even dream about doing that, I hope I don't wake up ever again. And I mean that in the worst possible way. Not happening. And so, even after that, I was like, well, is this actually a rare form? Or was this just the result of me, you know, basically studying every waking moment for this final so that I can put it behind me? And so I had my differential equations final exam, that Friday. And I was like, well, if I ace this one, then it's true. Here's the thing, though. I kind of showed up to that final with like an hour and a half of sleep. An hour and a half of sleep and a half-assed set of formula sheets. We're not allowed to have worked out problems on the formula sheets, so I just kind of put a bunch of identities and stuff on it that I probably wouldn't otherwise remember. Just rolled up to the final, hour and a half of sleep, wearing my Evil Geniuses jersey. Just like, let's fucking do this, dude. Fourier series, wave problems, and surprise, plucked string plot problem and no bonus question. 94.5 out of 100. I'm like, well, it's true. Final form Jodan 54 is a thing. Final exam form Jodan 54 comes out of nowhere during finals week and aces finals for your boy. It is true, it is tested, it has been tried to 2 for 2 success. And it has allowed me to exit that school with a smile, and also hopeful for my return, inevitably, in the fall. That class did a lot to me. But there were some moments where I was able to do other things. Like, for example, possibly a challenge to even rival that of data structures, which was, I don't want to just do this over the summer. It's not 100% fulfilling to me, I need some sort of source of income that's not the chump change I get from undemonetized videos on YouTube. Not that I would even want to do this for a career. It's more of a hobby thing anyway, as I've made clear in the past before. I needed something else. And so, the career fair happened, and, well, I kind of already went over this in my most recent vlog, and I'd like to bring it back up to speed, where basically that vlog was recorded right after I received my offer of employment. I'm not going to say from where, for obvious reasons, but just know it's in my field, and it's a job that I'm going to love, especially as an Eagle Scout. And, well, here's the funny thing about that. You see, I'm really glad to be back home. Be able to rest, which is what I've been doing for much of the time before I started resuming with the whole YouTube thing. I was all rested up, started working on videos again. It was great to be back here in this house that I call a studio. Finally back home for the first extended period of time since the end of the fall semester. And the joke is, my summer job involved me being away from home for a month and a half. I'll be at a camp for that time. So once again, it's going to involve me doing either scheduled uploads or bringing my laptop along with me to do editing. The laptop has provided a lot more use, a lot more utility to the whole YouTube thing, allowing me to actually edit videos while I'm away from home, so long as all the scenes that I need to have recorded are recorded. Which is the main reason that I was even able to upload as much as I was in the spring, because otherwise I basically would have had like 3 videos as opposed to the 6 or however many. Oh man. Why the fuck did I not lose subscribers over the course of the semester? Why did that just not happen? Why did I gain 61 subscribers over the month that I uploaded one video, and that video was a 5-second shitpost? Better question, why do I try to understand 2019 YouTube? And over the course of this week, a bunch of YouTubers just decided, hey, let's end our careers. You know? You can't end your YouTube career if if it was never your career in the first place. That's my secret. I'm always demonetized. Oh man, I'm really excited for the job though, because it's actually going to be like in my field. It's actually going to be coding, and guess what? Video editing classes. Stuff that I'm going to be an expert on, especially when it's Python. Python gang for life for coding. Python is the superior language. Don't even at me. I just spent an entire semester torturing myself to become fluent in C++, and I can tell you Python is more enjoyable. I also need to update my resume. Jesus Christ. But I'll tell you one thing, though. That resume is going to get a significantly stronger overhaul after the fall 2019 semester, because, well, I've got big plans for that one, too. I'll be taking 17 credit hours, which is coincidentally the average of the past 2 semesters. I did not plan that. It was more of, I want to take 5 classes, but I want one of them to be 1 credit hour. And it just kind of ended up working. Like, really, it did just kind of end up working. The class that I really needed to get into a specific section in, I was like monitoring the amount of vacant spots left in that specific section over the course of that week, patiently waiting for my time slot. The thing is, the time slots open on Monday and Thursday for registration. Mine was at the ass crack of dawn on Thursday. I was the very first time slot to open up on Thursday. Meaning, if I had taken 1 more credit hour prior to spring 2019, my time slot would have been Monday. Instead, I had to wait until Thursday, because I was too scared to take more, or too scared to get more credits, or too stupid to get more credits from AP exams. We don't talk about that. I just like seeing AP memes out of context, since, you know what, right now it is AP exam season. I just enjoyed watching a bunch of the AP Lit memes out of context. They're great. Oh my god. Is it bad that I kind of understand them? I don't know, but I'll tell you what's good. Not having to take a single English class at that school. Oh man. The days of writing essays, while they are not over, are numbered. Pun intended. I still don't know what I'm going to do as far as my major goes. I'm definitely going to keep my computer and systems engineering major, but I really do want to add a dual. But I'm not sure what I want the dual to be in. Originally I was thinking computer science concentration in games and simulation arts and science, but I think that's going to be way too hard to fit into my schedule, unfortunately. So I might have to call that one off. I might end up doing either computer science or electrical engineering. And I'm probably going to minor in math as well, because I'm too much of a fucking nerd to not do it. Let's be real here. But if you think that is a high level of nerd, just wait till you hear the names of some of the classes that I'll be taking in the fall, along with a little bit of commentary on what the classes are going to be like, from what I've heard. So, the class that I was trying to get into for registration, it was the only way that everything was going to fit into my schedule nicely. It was a very specific section of a class called Embedded Control, and I was monitoring the vacant spots left. The section holds 60 slots, and let's just say by the time my time slot opened, there were 5 vacant slots left. And that's not even the closest call I've had in registration in my history with it. The data structures section that I got into, I got the last vacant slot. And it was like the optimal one too. But yes, so Embedded Control, here's the thing. The most I know about that class comes from first-hand observation of other people in the class and their projects that I've seen every single time that I've had to go to OpenShop for my ECSE class this past semester. AKA, there's a lot of outside class work that is going to be involved in that class, which I've also heard from a lot of other people is that class is a lot of work. But it's also like the definitive computer and systems engineering class, because it's like coding and also circuits and like Arduino programming and all that good stuff. And I've also heard the exams are insane, so it's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be quite difficult, but I'm a data structures survivor. I think I've earned the right to be a little cocky. The next class that I managed to get into that I was very excited about when I found out who was teaching it, because it's the same guy I had for differential equations this past semester and Calculus 2 in the fall, a great professor, who I'm very glad to have for multivariable calculus and matrix algebra in the fall. Because the thing is, he has the best lectures, and he also goes way more in depth in the material than most, if not all, other professors, and his exams are more difficult than most professors. I mean, you get more out of the class. Some people might take other professors just to get an easy A, but you walk out of the class learning nothing. What the hell's the point? I'm not that kind of a person. I would rather have an enjoyable time in that class. And you know what? I can trust the professor to give me that enjoyable time and walk out of the class feeling much better about the material that I learned, having actually remembered it. Plus, the class sounds fucking dope. Are you kidding me? Multivariable calculus and matrix algebra? Can you even think of a sicker name for a class than that? No, you can't. Why are you even trying? Then afterwards, I registered for a section for computer components and operations, which is going to be a class based off of, computer hardware, Boolean algebra, logic expressions, Karnaugh maps, base conversions, all stuff I learned in junior year of high school, but probably more in depth. So it's going to be a fun time. I've heard the class isn't that bad, and given what I already know, it's probably going to be shmoney. We'll see. That's what I thought about Intro to ECSE, and that class ended up being super fucking dumb. Like, it was just, hey, here's material you're gonna learn in 3 classes you have to take anyway. Oh, by the way, the class is flipped, meaning there are no lectures. Why do people think flipped classes work? They don't. Okay? Flipped classes do not work. Just give us the material in the lecture, okay? At least then I'll be a lot more inclined to actually take notes and be more involved in the conversation. Which is what lectures should be if you have a question. That's why class is bad. Then I'm also taking Foundations of Computer Science, which I know is going to be annoying because of the way the homework assignments are graded. Something tells me I'm going to be kind of vicious when it comes to regrade requests for that class. We'll see. We'll see. Because the thing is, the material for that class actually seems kind of dope. It's like discrete math, but in the context of computer science. And it's a lot of math that I suck at, so I'm glad that I'm actually going to be formally taught it in an actual college setting, so that I can actually be good at it for once. Set theory, combinatorics. I'm terrible at both of those. I'm excited to not be terrible at both of those. And then finally, the 1 credit class that I'm taking is engineering processes. The nice part about it is that you're not graded by letters, you're graded either pass or fail. And the whole class is just you either make a cannon or you make a train, and I'm gonna make a train. Because it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be a great time. And you know what? That in and of itself, that's boring. Why would I stop there? Why would I stop there when I can do so much more? Like being a facilitator for Physics 1, which I'm also planning to do. Oh yeah. Helping people out, trying to decipher the Physics 1 labs, which read like they were Google translated twice. I'll do my best. I unexpectedly got like an A in that class. If my college handed out A pluses, I think I would have gotten one if the threshold was 97, which it usually is for A pluses. I think I would have gotten one, as I would have gotten in differential equations this semester as well. So, yeah, I feel confident in my ability to hopefully help the freshmen in that class. The mentoring positions for that class were full, so unfortunately I wasn't able to be one, but hey, I can still be a facilitator, right? I've also taken a couple other positions in some of the other clubs that I'm in. Hopefully become a lot more involved now that Data Structures doesn't control my life. And possibly join some new ones. You know, we're going to make fall 2019 a lot more interesting than it could be otherwise. That's the ultimate goal, right? That's optimal. That's how you make it optimal, right? Is this optimal? Is it? Well, I'm the one at the wheel. I should be the one to decide. Ever improving, always improving. Final form Jodan 54 by my side in case a motherfucking final exam shows up. I'll be ready. So that's what I'm doing. As for a lot of the other P-Pals that you've seen in person with me historically on this channel, well, I mean, let's just say I'm kind of like the only one who's going out of state for college and stuff. We're all doing a lot of very different things. So, Super Dynamic Gaming, my longtime best friend on this channel, and generally awesome fucking guy. Still talk to him all the time, of course, obviously. And he's still the absolute legend that he's always been. Well, he is working a full-time job, which makes it tough for me to be able to, you know, chill with him and stuff. But hopefully we'll find a way, especially for a certain press conference that will happen in June, which I have very, very high hopes for. It's kind of hard to not have high hopes for it, given a lot of what's happened this year. As for Riles 26, as I mentioned in some of the videos way back in the beginning of the year, he is planning on joining the Marines. I'm not sure if he's actually been shipped out yet. They're doing some weird shit with his shipping date and stuff, so I'll have to ask him about that. Silver Fanboy 9000, he's still around, so I can probably get him for some videos and stuff. As for Liquid Ryan Clutchbox himself, yeah, he's in Germany now. He lives in Germany now, he moved. And yeah, so it's kind of hard to be in a video with him, unfortunately. As for a lot of the others, I mean, Jared and Thaddeus and a lot of the others, I can probably get them for some videos too. Hopefully you will see some players of YouTube over the course of the summer. You know, make some of the reactions and the specials a lot more interesting, especially considering I missed out on a lot of specials this past semester. I wasn't able to make one for Valentine's Day or Chinese New Year. I wasn't able to make one for Easter. I almost missed the St. Patrick's Day special. And I don't plan on missing the Memorial Day special. But yes, monthly specials. Hopefully more than monthly uploads. I plan to return this channel to normalcy, the way that you remember it. An incredibly sporadic upload schedule, but at least reliably uploading once, if not more often than that, per week. It did not feel good to have to turn my back on my channel just so I could survive an evil class, but I mean, it's over now, right? I lived, right? I'm living! That's optimal, right? I certainly hope it is. And it's funny that I bring that up because, well, I asked in March when to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate with lots and lots of uploads because, well, guess what? We achieved the victory royale. because data structures wasn't the only class I got an A in this past semester. I cleared the fucking board. And as of now, I'm Mr. GPA 3.88. And this isn't like my high school. This isn't where you can get higher than a 4.0 if you take weighted like AP honors classes. No, none of that here. No, the max you can get is a 4.0. And I'm almost there as a data structure survivor. As I said, I think I've earned the right to be a little bit cocky. Even if it was the nerfed version of data structures. And by that I mean the spring version of data structures. Spring semester data structures is usually, if not always, easier than fall semester data structures. They also say fall semester data structures is taught a little better. Which honestly is a correlation I've seen a lot in the school, is the better a class is taught, the harder it is. I'm not sure. I feel like data structures is the exception to the rule when it comes to which one I prefer, though, because normally I would prefer the better taught but harder class, but there's only so much I can take. But hey, I'm living! So, it's worth it, right? I am a changed man from that class. But the evil is defeated, isn't it? And now I can look into the future, to an exciting fall 2019, and before that, an exciting summer job. And over the course of both of those, plenty of hype releases. Up and coming is in June, just next month. Wow. Super Mario Maker 2. It's going to sign the official death warrant of the Wii U. Most, if not everybody who still owns a Wii U is playing it for Super Mario Maker right now. There's basically no other games that people are playing on their Wii U anymore. Obviously there are some games that aren't on the Switch yet, like Pikmin 3, which is a masterpiece, but either you've played it already or you're me. You're me and guilty that you haven't played it yet, because I know damn well that Pikmin 3 is a fantastic game, but I don't own it, unfortunately. And then of course there's Wind Waker HD, but I mean, it's also on the GameCube, right? So yes, I'll be playing games on a dead console most likely still. Especially because I'm gonna be stubborn, because I still have to beat Mummy Me Maze forever in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. But it'll be a while before I get back to that game, because I have an insane backlog of games I still need to play, and right now I'm still playing through the Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story remake. I had said before that I was planning on making a review of the Superstar Saga remake, and now I'm actually considering combining a review of the Superstar Saga remake and the Bowser's Inside Story remake into one, and comparing the improvements between the two. Right now, the biggest difference between the two has to be the way they run, which is not usually something that I point out, but Superstar Saga Remake runs at a smooth 60 frames. Every single area, everywhere in the game, every when in the game, runs at a smooth 60 FPS for everything. Bowser's Inside Story doesn't run a frame above 30. Which is really unfortunate, because that's the game that's supposed to look better. You turned the GBA game into better looking than the DS game somehow. I don't know, but both of them have significant improvements. I'll go over both of them at some point in the video. It'll be great. It'll be a great time. How can it not be a great time, right? It's freaking Mario and Luigi. Please remake Partners in Time. That game needed it more than Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story, and I say that as someone whose favorite game of all time is Superstar Saga, and who just about fainted at the realization that his favorite video game of all time was getting re-fucking made. speaking of remakes of loved games, apparently there was a Final Fantasy VII trailer for the remake that just got dropped, and it actually looks great. It's like the first official set of footage since like E3 2015, if I'm not mistaken, so yeah. And then of course there's also Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now here's the thing, I did record my reaction to the Pokemon Direct that announced Sword and Shield. But first of all, it wasn't a very good reaction. In my opinion, I don't feel like I ended up giving that good of a reaction to my thoughts and expressing my thoughts and stuff. So I ended up scrapping it for that reason. And also, I really pulled an Ash Ketchum pretty hard because I was originally planning on watching that with two of my friends, and I overslept. And I overslept in the worst way possible, as in, I woke up a minute after it started. It would have been one thing if I woke up at noon and slept through the entire thing. That would have been bad. But waking up at that, it still hurts. It still really does. But I'll have you know I do plan to make a discussion video about Sword and Shield and my thoughts and where I stand. But not only where I stand, I plan to possibly have some of the other players of YouTube in there with me to discuss it as well. Because right now, we really don't know a lot, because there's been literally nothing released about Sword and Shield since the initial trailer. All we know about Sword and Shield in May is what we knew about Sword and Shield in February. So my guess is it's probably because Pokemon was really focused on marketing for Detective Pikachu, which I hope to see very soon, by the way. I'm really excited for it. Honestly, I was more excited to see it than I was to see Avengers Endgame, which I have seen now. It was pretty good. Infinity War was a lot better, in my opinion, but I think Endgame is still worth seeing. Go to the bathroom before you see it, though. I went to the bathroom before seeing it. And even then, I had to go to the bathroom so bad after the end of the movie that it hurt to walk to the bathroom. I don't want to know what happens if you don't go to the bathroom before seeing it. I really don't. But oh yes, I'm super excited to see Detective Pikachu, especially now that everybody's coming out of the theater saying it was great. They've broken the video game movie curse. We're finally getting good video game movies. Is this the start of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe? Well, that answer depends on whether or not they actually fix the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which is unlikely. They can fix the design of Sonic all they want, but I'm a lot more concerned about the content of what's actually going to be in the movie. Because the Sonic games where he interacts with primarily actual humans tend to be the not as good games. Oh, 6. Yeah. And then there's E3. And I'm excited but also kind of scared for E3, because it's basically guaranteed that we're going to get something about Challenger Pack 2 for Smash Ultimate at E3. There's also going to be a big focus on Super Mario Maker at E3, obviously. Makes sense. It's basically coming out at the same time, Mario Maker 2. And I'm really excited about that, actually, because we get to see a lot more of the stuff in action. I'm wondering if they're going to do what they did for the previous Mario Maker release and have the World Championships event where creators make the craziest courses they can think of. Because they have so many more tools at their disposal. The UI looks even better, and we have slopes. This is Geometry Dash Update 1.8, baby. But yeah, Challenger Pack 2, and here's the thing. A lot of signs are pointing it to being Steve Minecraft. Steve from Minecraft. A lot of the cozying up that Nintendo and Microsoft are doing. I haven't seen any leaks, but even so, have you seen Xbox's profile picture recently? It looks a lot like the initial Smash Ultimate fiery logo. They're planning something, and I'm concerned. But it might also be Banjo. That's also a thing that could be the case. It might not just be Minecraft Steve, it could be any Microsoft character, right? Master Chief? To be fair, anything is possible. We got Joker from Persona 5, which is not a game that's on a Nintendo console. And when asked about it, Reggie basically said, yeah, you're gonna be getting characters that you wouldn't expect to be in Smash. So, Banjo, Minecraft Steve, Master Chief, any of those Microsoft characters, hell, we could get... We're probably not getting Conker. Any of those three is a definite possibility. I already put this up on my Twitter, but Challenger Packs 2 through 5 that I want are Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, 2B from Nier Automata, Frogger, and then obviously my number one, that's been my number one for years, is Chrono from Chrono Trigger. But I'll be pleasantly surprised with plenty of others. Heavy from TF2, Amaterasu from Okami, Rayman, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. There's so many good choices. And if Joker is truly a proper tone setter for the next 4 to come, god damn. God damn. I'm just relying on this E3 to also give us information on Metroid Prime 4 and Animal Crossing, because I don't feel like those fan bases can take another direct without hearing about that, without exploding. So yeah. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But yes, so that's basically all that I had for you. Just spilled all my thoughts, of which there was no shortage, to the camera screen, as I do periodically, and as I imagine I'll do not long from now. But before we go, you made it to the end of the log. I admire your watch time skills, and your average view duration skills, and your attention span. It's clearly above that of the average human. And so, I leave you with a simple surprise. The Season 6 finale for Joden 54 Reacts. Here's the thing about it. The video lineup for it is way better than it has any right to be. It's got so many good videos in it. Oh my god. I hope there's a good amount of people in that finale that I'm able to book for it, because wow, there's some good fucking videos planned for it. But before that, we really do need to catch up on a lot of other episodes, because right now, we're barely halfway through the entire season. Gotta get to work. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.